Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Cool FM Live broadcast of Cochise County Sports. Tonight we are back at historic Warren Ballpark for more Cochise County baseball. Oops.
That one is on me. I apologize. Everyone ignore that intro. We do have the national anthem coming in, so give me 1 second and we'll get a proper introduction. Melissa Lopez in the chat with the American flag emojis. Let's try this one more time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Cool FM Live broadcast of Cochise County Sports. Tonight you're rocking with not Dave, just Paul, but we have Cochise County Baseball. We are back at historic Warren Ballpark for Cochise on Cochise action. The 1-8 undefeated Valley Union Blue Devils at 3-0 take on the defending 2A state champion Bisbee Pumas. We are ready for this ball game. I think everyone and their mother is ready to see who the Valley Union Blue Devils are. Last year, they had no problems of getting on base and getting around the base pass coming in, and it was just a pitching issue. Well, tonight, we're going to see who that number 2 pitcher is, and that's Steven De La Cruz. Last time Steven De La Cruz was pitching, he had 10 strikeouts in a ball game and pitched to a shutout. So Valley Union looking like they are pressed and ready to make a run in 1A. Going over to the Bisbee Pumas, Sebastian Lopez finds himself behind the plate because their starting pitcher is number 15, the Martinez Express, Brian Martinez. A number of no-hitters underneath his belt and getting another start here this season. First time we saw him, he had a lively fastball and great action on his breaking stuff. And this promises to be a great game at historic Warren Ballpark between the Valley Union Blue Devils and the Bisbee Pumas. Of course, Valley Union 3-0. They played one game per week this season, which makes it easy on me and our Cochise County Sports Show. New graphics on that, by the way. Live Tuesdays at 10. I don't have to add anything up or divide anything. It's just Valley Union stats, but they're going to have a couple games starting off with the Bisbee Pumas here tonight. They do host the Benson Bobcats on Monday. They got some San Manuel, Saturday. So Valley Union starting to pick up their baseball schedule, and we are excited to see what they bring to the table. For Bisbee, they're just coming off that Warren Ballpark Baseball Classic. I don't know why I call it Ballpark Classic, but whatever. The Warren Baseball Classic, where they only lost one game, and that was to a Ray team, which was a surprising turnout. The Bearcats came into the Warren Baseball Classic and left undefeated against teams like Serraro, Tombstone, Wilcox, St. David. They gave us all we could handle. More power to those kids. But we are back to Cochise County Baseball and back to the power ranked games for the AIA as well. And it looks like we are just about to get things underway. Dylan Mitchell, the catcher, will lead us off So first time this season we get to see Dylan Mitchell behind the plate, that's where Dave and I first saw him for Valley Union when they played Tombstone last year, and he was an incredible catcher, a better pitcher, so they haven't had him there too often. He's going to be followed by Miles Richardson, Steven De La Cruz in the first inning. And should it go there, we have Marshall Larson hitting cleanup, Yahir Luna and the 5-hole, Michael Durazo hitting 6, Brian Two Moons, if that sounds familiar, Brittany Two Moons, the female athlete of the Valley Union Blue Devils, athlete of the decade. We call her name a lot. I don't know if she is or not. Just a freshman. Maroni Flores and then Brian Cagle. And our lineup for the Valley Union Blue Devils. First pitch is going to be over the outside corner for strike one, and we are underway at Warren Ballpark. Hanser Martinez in the chat says, let's go Brian Martinez, and let's go Bisbee Pumas. Don't hesitate to jump into the chat, folks. As this first one, Dylan Mitchell's going to take it over. Javi Montiel up and over, first out of the inning. Good play there from Javi. Underrated player for the Bisbee Pumas last year. And if anyone has watched a few of our teams play this year, we know that most of baseball, despite what anyone wants you to think, comes down to defense. And that was a great play by Montiel, attacking that ball on the hop and throwing out a very tough Dylan Mitchell. This one's going to be low and away to Miles Richardson. 1-0 the count. Martinez on the 1-0. This one's going to catch a lot of the plate, and that's going to be a pop. It looks like Hunter Wright, the second baseman for the Pumas, is over and will make the second out. 2 outs in quick succession for the Valley Union Blue Devils. The Valley Union Blue Devils, a much different approach at the plate this year as opposed to last year, being very, very aggressive, and I love it. Now, you always want to mix it up. You don't want to just sit there and jump at the first pitch. That's when you get changeups and breaking balls in the dirt, but I'm always a fan of being the aggressor as the hitter. Number 3 hitter is going to be Steven De La Cruz, who rips this one over to Ross Olivaria, and in 4 pitches, or 5, I can't remember, the Bisbee Pumas are out of the first inning. 1, 2, 3. Good job of pitching by Brian Martinez on the mound. That's going to bring up the Bisbee Pumas, who have a little bit of a change in the lineup. Bryson Meyer drops to clean up, and Jackson Alvarez starts to hit out of the 3-hole. So just trying to switch it up, possibly to get Bryson Meyer some more pitches to look at. If anyone caught our show today at 10 a.m., first of all, thanks to Dan the man for all those graphics he put on. Secondly, we said Bryson Meyer is walking at least once every single game because people are not pitching to him. A few of our players get that treatment. DJ Elias from Tombstone. Not necessarily Austin Cushman from Buena, because on the Buena roster, who are you going to throw to? Who are you going to pitch to if it's not going to be anyone? But either which way, folks, thank you again for joining me on Cool FM Live. Don't forget to like this page, the Cool FM Live sports page, and subscribe to the Cool FM Live YouTube page. Our sports show live Tuesdays at 10/noon/ whenever we want them to be, are going to be simulcast on YouTube, as well as our Cochise County Games of the Week. And for this week's Game of the Week, we will be back in Bisbee, Arizona, as the 1A state champion Hayden Lobos come in to take on the 2A state champion Bisbee Pumas, and what could be our game of the year. I'm a baseball junkie, so I like every game all the time. A little bit of everything all the time. So there goes Steven De La Cruz on the mound. The first time we get to see Dylan Mitchell behind the plate. He made his name against the Tombstone Yellow Jackets as he picked off, threw behind a couple of runners that got them out. And if anyone remembers the Tombstone Yellow Jackets rotation last year, it was DJ Elias and Gabe Garcia, 2 of the hardest pitchers to hit in all of Cochise County. He went 4 for 4 on that rotation. So behind the dish tonight, and Steven De La Cruz on the bump. De La Cruz was a pitcher last year for the Valley Union Blue Devils, but I'll tell you, noticeably way more pop on his fastball this season. So Steven De La Cruz looking to make his name for the Valley Union Blue Devils against the 2A state champions tonight. Sebastian Lopez, of course, is going to lead us off, followed by Ross Olivaria, and then Jackson Alvarez, not Bryson Meyer, in the 3-hole. We are going to get Miguel Encinas on the 9-hole, designated hitting for us. After Bryson, and Bryson is Hunter Wright hitting 5th. Javi Montiel hits 6th. Brian Martinez hits 7th, and then Ryan Rutherford hits 8th, and of course Miguel Encinas designated hitting for Cam Anderson. But without further ado, here comes Mr. Here, There, Everywhere, Sebastian Lopez. Lopez has added the deep ball this season, leads the Bisbee Pumas with 2 home runs. Yes, on a team with Bryson Meyer, Sebastian Lopez is the leading home run hitter. And this is going to be a high fly ball. Looks like he might have just got underneath this one to left field. Valley Union having some trouble out there, but great job from the center fielder calling it off and getting the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Stephen De La Cruz on the mound. And that will bring up Horacio Olivaria for the Bisbee Pumas. We joke, but it's true. Horacio Olivaria, since midway through last season, had become the hottest hitter in all of Arizona. Dr. Triples. Ross Olivaria. This one's going to be slapped over to second, and this should be, the second out, but no. That's going to be an error on the second baseman for the Valley Union Blue Devils. And that second baseman will be Yahir Luna. And that's going to be a base runner for the Bisbee Pumas as Jackson Alvarez comes up. Playing center field, I forgot to say, Miles Richardson for the Valley Union Blue Devils. So good job taking charge in the outfield for Miles Richardson. And Luna, I know that ball was hit, choppy and soft, but you got to attack it. Don't let it hop that extra time. It's always going to eat you up. First pitch is going to be in the dirt from De La Cruz. That's going to be 1-0. The first ball we've seen, the first ball that the Bisbee Pumas haven't swung at. And Jackson Alvarez, sophomore Jackson Alvarez, already with a lot of pop in that bat. This one's going to be ripped to short. This could be a double play. Up and over. There's the 6. There's the 4, but they can't turn the double play. Fielder's choice, and that's going to be 2 outs in the inning for the Bisbee Pumas. And that'll bring up cleanup hitting Bryson Meyer for the Bisbee Pumas. Hitting out of the 4-hole. So Coach Todd Hammett putting protection of Hunter Wright behind Bryson Meyer now. 2 through 5, really established hitters for the Bisbee Pumas. That one's going to get away. Jackson Alvarez is going to go down to second base on the pass ball, and you see the arm from Dylan Mitchell. He thought he'd go ahead and give that one a shot despite that ball being in the dirt, and Jackson having a great jump off of that one. A lot of viewers out there on Cool FM Live. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on our Cochise County baseball broadcast as De La Cruz comes set, and that one's going to be too tall. Good catch there from Mitchell, 2-0. And that is the one thing that Stephen De La Cruz can work on, is just a little bit more control on those breaking balls. He does have a tendency to lose them to the right-handed hitters. That's right at their heads. That one's going to be a strike on the outside corner, 2-1 the count. Big bombs, Bryson Meyer against Stephen De La Cruz. 2 outs, runner on second. De La Cruz comes set. Bryson swung and took a hack and a half at that changeup. Well in front, 2-2 now. Can De La Cruz strike out the Bisbee Puma slugger, the reigning 2A player of the year, Bryson Meyer. That breaking ball does not drop in, 3-2 the count. Everyone was concerned about that one. That dropped a little bit further than even Dylan Mitchell behind the plate was ready for. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That one's going to be low and away, so Bryson Meyer walks as he's accustomed to doing this season. Runners on first and second now for the Bisbee Pumas and Hunter Wright. Hunter Wright had a great Warren Ballpark Classic, earning one of our Player of the Week honors on our Cochise County Sports Show, live Tuesdays at 10 or noon. Probably noon going forward. Just FYI to everybody. The De La Cruz in a little bit of trouble. Runners on first and second. There are 2 away. A ground ball, a fly ball. There's a lot you can pitch to if you want to pitch to contact. First pitch is going to be over at the knee, strike 1 to Hunter Wright. I will not be calling him Hunty. Dave. Speaking of, where is Dave? He's going to be in the chat. What's he doing? Jackson bluffs the run down to second. That one's going to be in the dirt. 1-1 the count. I'd be surprised if Jackson Alvarez took off for third. You never make the first and third out at third base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. This one's going to be ripped to shortstop, and it does get through. That's going to be the first run for the Bisbee Pumas, and the ball is going to eat up the Valley Union left and center fielders. That's going to have Hunter Wright coming all the way around to third. Hunter Wright's going to try to come home. Can we see it inside the park? Home run, and we will. Hunter Wright, bases clear, 3-0 Pumas. What was going to be a ho-hum first inning is now flipped on its head, 3-0 Pumas. As Hunter Wright, I'm going to give him the home run. I don't care what anyone says. Inside the park, home run. 3 RBI. And that's going to bring up Javi Montiel for the Bisbee Pumas. Montiel, designated fielder last year, getting to flex his bat this year, and he's done a great job early on. The leading hitter for the Pumas. Haven't checked those stats in a while. That one's going to be high and tight. 1-0 the count. A lot of likes and loves coming in for that Hunter Wright home run inside the park. That one's going to be outside to Montiel. 2-0 now the count for the Bisbee Puma third baseman. Gorgeous night so far. Cool FM Live in the chat says, home run! That wasn't me, folks. This is going to be a high fly ball, and this should get Steven De La Cruz and the Blue Devils out of the inning. And it's going to fall. The shortstop took charge for the Blue Devils, and unfortunately, Brian Two Moons, the freshman, couldn't corral it. So Javi Montiel now on first base, and the last thing you want to do to a team like the Bisbee Pumas is give them extra outs. And that's going to bring up pitcher Brian Martinez. Polo Rodriguez says, beautiful view, really, of the Field of Dreams. Absolutely. And that's one of the catch-22s about this ballpark is because they go so late, as Martinez is going to be plunked, and he's going to go down to first. And Steven De La Cruz again losing that breaking ball. But the ballpark is the mountains in the background are so gorgeous, but they have to go so late, especially because the sun, that we lose sight of it towards the end of the game, and the mountains go away. Stacy Flores in the chat says, go Javi. Shout out Stacy Flores. I met a relative of yours, an older lady named Joe, who was trying to sign up for Synergy Home Care. Probably should read some sponsors now that I mention it. Runners again on first and second for the Bisbee Pumas, and here comes Ryan Rutherford. That one's going to be a strike, and that's going to be 0-1. Ryan Rutherford, the right fielder tonight for the Bisbee Pumas. They are up now 3-0. That one's going to be chopped down to second base. Luna up with it and over, and that's going to be the inning. But Hunter Wright does all the damage for the Pumas, looking to build off of his successful last week and get another Player of the Week honor from Cool FM Live. Unfortunately for him, I am capping it just like I did at football season at 2. You can only win 2 Players of the Week, folks, before you're retired on the Player of the Week. We do have some comments in the chat. Linda Brown says, go Pumas. But talking again, finishing my thought finally on the mountains in the background, it is a gorgeous view as well when it gets all pitch black and you can kind of see the ball flying through the air. So there's not a bad view at historic Warren Ballpark. It's almost like they knew what they were doing. But in between innings, folks, allow me to thank some of the people that make this broadcast possible. We are able to live stream free of charge on Cool FM Live thanks to Synergy Home Care of Sierra Vista, providing non-medical home care all across Cochise and Santa Cruz County. Call them today at 520-685-1035. That's going to be Synergy Home Care of Southeast Arizona, FYI, in the near future. Big thanks from Synergy Home Care. Thank you to Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, SSVEC, serving our community. Thank you to the MORSE Automotive Group of Sierra Vista. Stop in today and experience the difference. Cochise County is now backed by Ed Morse. And finally, thank you to the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. Proud to support our young athletes all season long. If you're in the market to buy or sell, make your first call to the real estate experts at 717-599-2439. Back to the action. Brian Martinez working on a 5-hit shutout after 1 inning of play. Looking to continue that. Brian Martinez has thrown 300 million no-hitters, according to everyone. We've just not been able to broadcast a single one of them, so hopefully we get that done for the Bisbee Puma pitcher/catcher ace. And coming up for the Valley Union Blue Devils, cleanup hitter Marshall Larson, then Yahir Luna and Michael Durazo. Yahir Luna did have an error in that first inning, and he's going to try to put runs on the board with one swing of the bat just to make up for it. And Martinez is set. First pitch home to Marshall Larson. That's going to be a strike 1 on the inside corner. Swing and a miss. Marshall Larson led Cochise County in sacks during the football season, part of our all-Cochisian football team. Second pitch home, breaking ball. That's 0-2. 2 swings and misses from Larson, and Martinez can go anywhere with this pitch. I would assume we're going to throw this one in the dirt. The 0-2 home. In the dirt, ball one. Different pitchers have different strikeout pitches. If you got a power pitcher, that ball is at your eyes, and it's a fastball. The 1-2 home, outside corner, does not catch. 2-2 the count. Brian Martinez shooting a glance to Sebastian Lopez saying, dude, I'd frame that for you. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Larson, and that's going to be a slider, strike 3. And the first out of the second inning. Brian Martinez continues his hot streak on the mound. Here comes Yahir Luna for the Valley Union Blue Devils. You can hear the softball teams for the Valley Union Lady Blue Devils and the Bisbee Lady Pumas. That game ended early. Pumas did win that one going away. I think it was 24-5 is what I heard. First pitch to Luna is going to be a fastball right by him, strike 1. It is crazy to see a year in the future from where these kids were, because Brian Martinez has got himself a lively fastball this season. That breaking ball is going to be over 0-2, and Brian Martinez working very efficiently, getting everything he wants right now against the Valley Union Blue Devils. 5-hole hitter here, Luna. I believe he was also an all-Cochisian football player. Outside corner, does not catch. 1-2 the count. A lot of talent in Cochise County. Speaking of all-Cochisian, stay tuned next Saturday the 29th, our all-Cochisian basketball all-star game in Benson, Arizona. Did not know how well received that thing was going to be, so we might run out of capacity, and that's on us. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's going to be in the dirt, 3-2, so Brian Martinez up 0-2 now. Has to find the payoff pitch at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. This one's going to be a high fly ball. We're going to do this again right behind us. I can report as the ball falls right back into the field of play, all cars are safe at historic Warren Ballpark. 3-2, 1 away. Can Luna break this streak for Brian Martinez? No, he can't. That's going to be strike 3. So Martinez, who barely threw any pitches in the first inning, now has struck out both batters in the second inning, going deep into counts. That's going to be up Michael Durazo for the Valley Union Blue Devils, the first baseman. Valley Union got to get something going here. The undefeated Blue Devils just got to get one ball in play. As the old adage is, hitting is contagious. That one's going to be low. 1-0 the count. Shout out to anyone from Marine Academy watching tonight. I got the hoodie and the hat on. Thank you to Coach Jalen Hampton, as that one's going to catch the outside corner, 1-1. The sun's going down, the cold's starting to come out, and that one's going to be on the inside corner now, 1-2. Can Martinez strike out the side in the second inning and get the Pumas up to bat? Home plate umpire wants to go out to talk to Bryson Meyer about something. We will see what that is. Butch Hammond in the chat says, I missed the bottom of the first. How did we score 3 runs? It was 2 away. The Bisbee Pumas got 2 walks, got 2 players. Well, not a walk. Bryson Meyer walked. Jackson Alvarez reached on a fielder's choice. And then Hunter Wright hit one in between third and short. That both outfielders, ball got underneath their gloves, and he was able to come all the way around. And that's how we got the 3-0 score. To which I scored, Butch, an inside the park home run. I don't want to hear anything about it. The 1-2 home to DeRosa. Not a lot of people knew we were going to be out here, which is crazy. We got so many numbers. That one's going to be too tall, 2-2 the count. I'll be honest, I don't even think I put this on our schedule, but turns out I can't do the Douglas game Friday, and this is the only game going on today, so here we are. That one on the outside corner, strike three. Brian Martinez does strike out the side. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. The 2A champion, defending 2A champion, BISBEE Pumas, up 3-0 and looking to do some more damage. You are very welcome, Butch. No problem. That's what I'm here for. So Brian Martinez, who threw 5 pitches in the first inning, strikes out the side in the second inning. And he's got not only his no-hitter, but his perfect game going through 2. Never say that out loud, folks. That's a jinx to the pitchers, but here at Cool FM Live, we want to advertise all the cool things that are going on. Over the Pumas, I do believe it's going to be Miguel Encinas, and we go back to the top of the lineup with Sebastian Lopez and Ross Olivaria. So in between innings, folks, I'd like to thank some of the people that make this broadcast possible. Remember, we are able to broadcast live free of charge on Cool FM Live thanks to our amazing sponsors, such as BARNETT'S Towing and BARNETT'S Propane, serving our community since 1963. Thank you to the Copper Queen Community Hospital of Cochise County. They have physical therapy departments in Hereford, Bisbee, and Douglas, providing the highest quality of services to outpatients and home health patients of all ages. You can call them at 520-432-6435. Thank you to Grasshopper Landscaping, quality from the ground up. Contact Grasshopper Landscaping for all of your landscaping needs, including pool cleaning services, serving all of Cochise County. Visit them on Facebook or Google, Grasshopper Landscaping. And finally, thank you to Ginger's Titles of Sierra Vista, located at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Look for the iconic pink door. They're now open on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you want to get your car titled, you want driver's licenses, registrations, or IDs without the wait at the DMV, you go down to Ginger's Titles.
Now batting number 16, Miguel Encinas.
And here comes Miguel Encinas. My personal first time seeing Miguel taking his swings. We got to know Encinas during basketball season. De La Cruz set to go on the mound again. He's got to feel like he should have a scoreless bottom half of the first inning, albeit some fielding errors kept the Pumas alive. Then Hunter Wright did the rest, and that's how we have our 3-0 lead in Warren Ballpark. First pitch is going to be fouled away, 0-1 to Encinas. De La Cruz from the windup and the pitch. Good breaking ball. That's going to get all the way across to 0-2 the count. And when he can spot that breaking ball, it's got some interesting movement on it. Looks like it slows down right when it breaks. It's crazy to see. The 0-2 home outside corner. That one's going to be fouled away, and we'll do this one again.
I just looked at him.
Hopefully we got the ambient mic on loud enough for everyone to hear. I think that's the case. The 0-2 home to Encinas. Breaking ball's going to be too high. 1-2 the count. A lot of viewers for a Tuesday night broadcast of Cool FM Live Baseball. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. That one's going to be foul tipped, and we're going to do this again. That did hit the umpire. Hopefully Blue's okay behind the plate. Don't forget to like this page, folks, the Cool FM Live Sports page. If you notice, that's where most of our baseball coverage has been on, since a lot of policy changes have come from Cool FM or from Facebook for streaming. Also, subscribe to the YouTube page. And Stephen De La Cruz strikes out Encinas, first out of the bottom half of the second inning. That's going to bring up Mr. Here, There, Everywhere, Sebastian Lopez, playing catcher tonight for the BISBEE Pumas. Not only do we have great players in Cochise County, they are all versatile. You can do a lot of different things. And the first pitch from De La Cruz to Lopez, low and away, ball 1. Don't hesitate to jump into our Cool FM Live chat, folks. Let me know who you're cheering for and where you're cheering from. Want to know to Lopez. He's going to square this one up and send it back to second base, but I don't think that's Luna anymore over there at second base. That's number 15. I don't have a 15 on my roster for the Valley Union Blue Devils. Things like Yahir Luna went to shortstop. Either which way, that's going to be the second out of the inning for the BISBEE Pumas. I'll have to look that one up. As Lopez flies out to second. Just cut that one off the end of the bat, and that's going to bring up Ross Olivaria. Also 0 for 1. He reached on an air. This one's going to be slapped down to second, and that's going to be up and over. 3 quick outs for the BISBEE Pumas, and Stephen De La Cruz pitching very well on the mound for the Valley Union Blue Devils. We go to the top of the third inning. The undefeated Valley Union Blue Devils come up to the plate. They're going to send up their bottom three hitters, Brian Two Moons, Maroney Flores, and Brian Cagle. I think it's Cagle. It's got to be, right? So good job on the mound from Stephen De La Cruz. If we go through the numbers right now, he has walked a hitter and has only allowed one run. He did hit Brian Martinez as well with a pitch. So 2 walks and only 1 hit. And the Pumas are up 3-0. This is what I wanted to see. And Valley Union, I got a chance to broadcast them. First game of the season, they were playing the Duncan Wildcats, and they handily beat Duncan and what was a hurricane, which messed up our stream. So kind of did feel obligated to come out and redo a broadcast for the Valley Union Blue Devils. As Rox Cox in the chat, listen to that name. Rox Cox, it's like a nickname. It says, "Let's go Blue Devils." Sally Pritchard Soto in the chat says, "Let's go Pumas." Good news from the Valley Union Blue Devils. They did get my message and will be bringing their jerseys for Kylie Gilbreth in the All-Cochise and All-Star game. And if anyone from Valley Union can let me know, last time I saw Lexi Boss, she was on crutches and had a cast on her knee, but we have stats for her in softball. So is she playing or not? We've said it the whole time. If you are an All-Cochise member and you didn't get drafted, you just go ahead. You just go ahead and come up there and we'll find a roster spot for you. Dave Davies in the chat says, "Can't wait for Thursday." Shoot, I can't wait for next Friday. Thank you again to Dave Davies and Coach Dennis Baker, really taking the reins on that All-Cochise team, letting me fill in where I need to. And that's going to be strike one to Brian Two Moons, the freshman. Yes, that Two Moons, as I've learned in many Cochise County small towns, is probably related to Brittany Two Moons, the Valley Union Lady Blue Devil player from last year who we read off all the time. Isabel Garcia in the chat says, "Lexi was pitching today," so that's interesting. I wonder if she can pitch but not put. Let's be honest, basketball takes a lot more wear and tear to that knee than baseball does, so we'll see. Thank you, Isabel, for that information. Hopefully Lexi Boss does play in our All-Cochise All-Star game, as that's going to be strike 3. Brian Martinez. Quick work there of the freshman Two Moons, and they're going to throw down and complete the out. 1 away in the top of the third inning. But as I was talking, I know I didn't finish this thought. That's 4 straight strikeouts for Brian Martinez. That's going to bring up Maroney Flores. I wanted to see these Valley Union Blue Devils play again. They're 3-0 in the season, and from what I saw in the first game, they were miles better than they were last year, and last year they made the postseason as well. So I wanted to see how they stacked up against the Bisbee Pumas. So far, they're holding their own. A couple of fielding errors, and we have a 3-0 lead. Now it's a great two-seamer on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Tough to hit that one. You're never going to swing at it. Dave Davies in the chat says the Martinez Express is nasty. 4 strikeouts and working on a perfect game. That slider on the outside corner, Brian Martinez is locating today. And again, if you can develop the little bit of velocity on that fastball, makes all your pitches that much more deadly. And he's done that. That's outside corner. Strike 3. Another quick at-bat for Brian Martinez, working as quick as DJ Elias on the mound. We know we love the efficiency in Cochise County. Flores sits down. That's going to bring up Brian Cagle for the Valley Union Blue Devils. 5 straight strikeouts for Brian Martinez on the mound for the Bisbee Pumas. That's going to be strike 4 in a row for Martinez. 0-1 the count. I do have the scorebook out. I am sitting down, so in case Dave was running. That one just inside, almost clipped, and that would have been the perfect game. Brian Martinez has a lot of no-hitters. I didn't hear anyone say anything about a perfect game. 2 away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Valley Union dugout starting to come alive. This one's going to be in the dirt. 2-1 now. To Cagle, the 9-hole hitter. And you know, if anyone knows strategic baseball like Todd Hammett does, he does not like messing around with the 9-hole hitters. Says throw strikes and make him hit it. The 2-1 home. That's going to be outside. 3-1 now, and they're in danger of losing Brian Cagle, the 9-hole hitter. And up next, the top of the lineup for the Blue Devils, Dylan Mitchell. We'll get another crack at it. This one's going to be on the inside corner, strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Brian Martinez looking to sit down his 6th batter in a row via strikeout and his 9th batter in a row for the game. The full count pitch. Outside corner, strike 3. Brian Martinez, 6 strikeouts in a row for the Bisbee Puma pitcher. He is coming to play today. And this is the question we posed to Todd Hammett on our preseason show for baseball. Who's going to be that second arm behind Meyer? And I'll tell you what, Jackson Alvarez is making his case, but I have been more impressed. I have not been more impressed by anyone other than Brian Martinez. That's 3 innings pitched for Brian Martinez, 9 up, 9 down, 6 via strikeouts. The Bisbee Pumas are going to send up Jackson Alvarez, Bryson Meyer, and Hunter Wright for the Pumas as Dave Davis in the chat says, nasty perro. So, folks, in between innings, I would like to thank some more sponsors that allow us to broadcast live free of charge on Cool FM Live. If you are in need of any one of their services, support the businesses that support your community. And we offer a wider range of services to our sponsorships, Allo Fiber being one of them. Allo Fiber is your new home team internet, TV, and phone provider. Visit allofiber.com to learn more about the Allo Fiber difference and to become a fiber fan. Now available in Sierra Vista. Just not behind the mall yet, Allo Fiber. Still waiting. Been signed up for months now. Take you to Right Way. Now serving Cochise County and Sierra Vista, providing heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. We will be working hard to earn your trust the right way, and we're happy to support our local Cochise County sports broadcast. Lost it. Every time I get to SOSI, for some reason, everything dies. But thank you to SOC, I found out it's called. Every play, every pass, every goal this season, every run, we're with you every step of the way. You can learn more about SOC at soc.com as Jackson Alvarez does come up to the plate to lead us off in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bisbee Pumas are sat down 1-2-3 by De La Cruz, rather, for the Valley Union Blue Devils. And Jackson Alvarez looking to have some more success as this one's going to catch the outside corner 0-1. And Jackson Alvarez gave the Gabe Garcia eye to the home plate umpire. 0-1, De La Cruz. He's going to send this one to Jackson Alvarez over to third, up, and I believe that is Larson. He throws the ball away. Jackson Alvarez is going to make the turn from first and go to second. Can he get in there in time? He can. Bisbee Pumas, via another fielding error for the Valley Union Blue Devils, find themselves a base runner on second. That's going to bring up big bombs. Bryson Meyer. Larson did everything right except for the easiest part. That's the throw down. But I can't say anything. I started off as a third baseman, and for some reason couldn't make that throw to third after a while, or first after a while. So I moved. That's going to bring up Bryson Meyer. Big bombs with a runner on second. What we call ducks on a pond for Bryson Meyer. This is what you want everything in a cleanup hitter to have. That one's going to be loaned away 1-0 to the two-way state player of the year from De La Cruz. So Stephen De La Cruz still only pitching a one-hitter. The Bisbee Pumas are up 3-0 via 3 fielding errors and 2 balks from the Valley Union Blue Devils. The 1-0 home. Meyer got a good pitch to hit, pulled the string on the changeup. It looked like 1-1 the count. One ball, 1 strike to Meyer. He sends a high fly ball to center field. Doesn't have enough. It's going to stay in the park, but it's going to get over the center fielder's head. Jackson Alvarez is going to come all the way around to score. Bryson Meyer on his horse. He's going to slide into third base. No, he's going to stand up. Just kidding. Into third base, and an RBI triple from Bryson Meyer, and that's more like it from the Bisbee Puma slugger / two-way player of the year. Now 4-0 Pumas on top. Should probably put that in the scoreboard there, Paul. Attaboy. Nailed it. That's going to bring Hunter Wright. Hunter Wright, 1 for 1 with an inside the park home run and 3 RBI in this ball game. Bisbee Pumas playing exciting baseball, trying to get that offense going. That's one thing that they feel like they're lacking a little bit, is that offensive prowess that they had last year. 0-1 is Hunter Wright swings through the first pitch of Stephen De La Cruz. See if the Valley Union Blue Devils, the second time through the lineup, can't start to figure out Brian Martinez as Hunter Wright sends this one back down to short. He's going to take a funny, nasty hop there on Luna, and that's going to be an RBI error, which doesn't exist except in my scorebook for Hunter Wright. That'll bring up Javi Montiel. On it right now, 1 for 2, but does have 4 RBI in the ball game. Javi Montiel also reached on an error on a shortstop. Dave Davies in the chat says it was only a matter of time before Myers started hitting bombs. That one looked like it was going to get out, but the wind not kind to him. It is blowing in from center field, and it didn't sound like he barreled it up. Oh, no, they're going to get Hunter Wright and a run down. The Valley Union Blue Devils, come on, boys. Got to convert this one. The fake throw down. They're going to tag Hunter Wright, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Good job. Great move from Steven De La Cruz. Didn't mean to go all fan on that one, but I do like to see the Valley Union Blue Devils succeed. Especially they seem to be the underdogs of 1A, what with St. David existing in Cochise County. St. David perennial semifinalist in every state tournament of every single sport of all time. I don't think I'm going to get shtick for any of it. Dave Davies in the chat says, pickle! Montiel's going to square this one up to left field, but it's just going to get foul. 0-1 the count. So Javi Montiel, the player that I said the Pumas should watch out for, a new player in our preseason broadcast, where it wasn't hard to know that when you have 33 at-bats and 15 RBI, you're doing something right. This one's going to be too tall, 1-1 the count. De La Cruz struggling to get on top of that curveball every now and again. 5-0 Pumas on top. That one will catch. No, does not drop in time. 2-1 the count. Two balls, one strike, home to Javi Montiel. The pitch. Across the center of the plate. That's a big rip into left field, but does not have enough. Left fielder in. And that is going to be the second out of the inning for the Valley Union Blue Devils. Trying to get out of this inning with just the 2-1s across.
Number 15, Brian Martinez.
That'll bring up Brian Martinez. Hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Did score a run as well. Gorgeous day at Warren Ballpark. It's always gorgeous when the wind shuts up. I have 90 different layers on. Now I'm sweating. First pitch home from De La Cruz to Martinez. It's going to be in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Third time we've had pitcher on pitcher action. Pitcher has won. Brian Martinez both times. At the plate and at the mound. Second one from De La Cruz. It's going to be low and away. 2-0 the count. Baseball is a war of attrition. Valley Union still has 3 innings to get back into this one, but you know they want to put some runs up. You don't want to try to have to get them all at the end of the game. That one's going to be low and away, so Martinez with a great eye. De La Cruz kind of helping him out there. Nothing really to offer at, and that's going to be 3-0. We'll see if Martinez has the green light. A player like Brian Martinez, he likes to be cerebral. I assume he's just going to take. He squares around for the bunt, and that's going to be strike one. People might ask why you square around the bunt and just pull it away. Yeah, it's still to mess with the pitcher's eye. You never know. This one's going to be chopped down foul, and a good job here from De La Cruz. And 2 pitches has gone from 3-0 to 3-2. Can he get out of the inning? 2 runs across for the Bisbee Pumas, led by Bryson Myers. RBI triple. The full count offering. The breaking ball is going to be flared to short. Can they get there? This one's going to be in center field, and it's going to drop. That one just kept carrying, and Brian Martinez now with a 2-out single, keeping the Pumas alive in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Number 5, Ryan Rutherford.
Ryan Rutherford now up for the Pumas. Grounded out to second base in his first plate appearance, officially 0 for 1. Second time through the lineup, the Bisbee Pumas are starting to figure out Steven De La Cruz. A couple more hits. For De La Cruz in the first 3 innings only let up 1. In this inning alone, he's let up 2. Something to keep an eye on the second and third time through. Seeing a pitchers when the hitters get the advantage, and that one's going to be a swing and a miss from Rutherford. That one in the dirt, 0-1. The mountains behind us at Warren Ballpark, just absolutely gorgeous to always look at. The pick off, move down to Brian Martinez. He's back, no problem. I don't know why it looks crooked to me, but it does. So here we go. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The 0-1 now home to Rutherford. Martinez fakes going, and that's going to open up the hole as the shortstop had to cover. And now there's going to be runners on first and second. Back-to-back two-out hits from the Bisbee Pumas, and they keep the line moving.
Now batting number 16.
That's how the 2015 Kansas City Royals won the World Series. Miguel Encenas is now up for the Bisbee Pumas. He struck out in his first plate appearance. Runners on first and second for Encenas as he shoots this one out to shortstop. That's going to be up and over. Can they make the play? Throw's going to be tall, and it pulls the first baseman out the bag, and Martinez is coming home. He's going to score. You can never sleep on the Bisbee Pumas. They have base running expertise. Runners at the corners now, and a two-out rally for the Pumas makes it 6-0.
Now batting number 0, Sebastian.
And that takes us to the top of the lineup one more time. Sebastian Lopez, his third plate appearance in 3 innings. Safe to say the Bisbee Puma offense is starting to get back on track, especially now they've had 3 hits in this inning. Valley Union will be led off in the top of the 4th inning by Dylan Mitchell, but they got to get there without any more damage coming across. 6-0. Pumas on top. I'd be lying if I didn't say the Pumas were the favorites in this game, but I did want to see the Valley Union Blue Devils undefeated. The measuring stick they have, Dylan Mitchell's going to fake the throw down, and that's going to be an easy stolen base for the Bisbee Pumas. Encenas goes to second. But Valley Union did turn my heads in the first game I broadcast for them. And these are the 2A state champions. Not over. Baseball's a war of attrition. That breaking ball does fall. 1-1 the count to Lopez. But it's always going to be tough coming into Warren Ballpark against the defending champs. 1-1 the count. Lopez behind that one. 1-2 now. No cars hit. It always amazes me how little cars get hit. We park next to the stadium, and you can even hear it hit the ground because everyone stops. Everyone stops to see if it hit a car. 1-2 strike from De La Cruz. Now to Sebastian Lopez. Doesn't drop in time. A good breaking ball, but 2-2 the count. Just a little too tall for Mr. Here, There, Everywhere. Two outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's going to be too tall as well. 3-2 the count. Say the word 2 one more time. I meant in like 4 different ways in that one sentence, too. All different spellings. Runners on second and third for Lopez. Steven De La Cruz now in a full count against the fastest man alive. Ball's going to catch the plate. Lopez fouls that one back. 3-2 the count. I see that Sebastian Lopez, when he really gears up to swing, looks like he loses that back foot. Got to pivot off that back foot, Sebastian. Drive that ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This one will be driven into center field, but right at the center fielder, and that's going to be the innings to Lopez, showing you the power that he has developed, unfortunately, for the Bisbee Puma fans. That was the 3rd out of the innings. That was right at... Who is the center fielder for the Blue Devils? I had it right here. How come? Oh, Miles Richardson. Can't read my handwriting. Miles Richardson gets us out of the inning. Miles Richardson has had a great game in the field for the Valley Union Blue Devils. But they find themselves down 6-0 going into the top of the 4th inning, and they have work to do. 9 outs to get 6 runs. That does allow me an opportunity to thank some of our sponsors that make this broadcast possible. I'm going to read SOSI one more time because I kind of stumbled through it the first time. Every play, every pass, every goal, every run this season, we're with you every step of the way. At SOSI, we believe in rising to the occasion. When the pressure's on, we say, challenge accepted. Join us and backing the Pumas and the Blue Devils because together we're unstoppable. Learn more at SOSI.com. Thank you as well to the American Southwest Credit Union. Tonight's game is sponsored by ASCU, serving Southern Arizona. If you live, work, or worship here, you may be eligible to join. Experience better rates and personalized service at ASCU.org. Join the credit union that supports your community, federally insured by the NCUA, and equal opportunity lender. Shout out Gil with ASCU, American Southwest Credit Union. Back to the action, folks. Thank you again for joining me on Cool FM Live. Don't forget to like this page, the Cool FM Live Sports page, and subscribe to the Cool FM Live YouTube page where we simulcast our Cochise County games of the week, and moving forward, our Cochise County sports shows live Tuesdays at noon or 10. I think we're going back to the noon time, everybody. Try to get everyone in. Nobody has to wake up for the show, and then everyone can get a recap of what's going on in the happenings. Also talks about going live on Monday. We'll have to see how that works. That does bring up Dylan Mitchell for the Valley Union Blue Devils as they turn the lineup back over. Miles Richardson and then Stephen De La Cruz. The top 5 hitters, especially for the Valley Union Blue Devils, are dangerous. None more dangerous than number 5, Dylan Mitchell at the plate. Throw that down just a little bit. There we go. There we go. We're just trying to fix that. First pitch to Mitchell is going to be high and inside, 1-0 count. That ball's going to catch 1-1 now. Dylan Mitchell, of course, all Cochisian player in every sport except for basketball because he didn't play basketball. And probably would have been in our All-Star game on the 29th, Dylan. You missed out. The 1-1 home for Martinez. That's going to catch at the knees. 1-2 now to Dylan Mitchell. Gorgeous backdrop of the mounds. This is the best time to see the mounds when they kind of just have that silhouette behind the grandstands over there. The 1-2 to Mitchell. And Brian Martinez Express with his 7th straight strikeout in this ballgame. I'll bring up center fielder Miles Richardson for the Valley Union Blue Devils. Ty Scholl, Brian Martinez. Ty Scholl, of course. Wilcox Cowboy, ace pitcher extraordinaire in our chat, and it is Brian Martinez. Brian Martinez with 7 straight strikeouts, looking to make it 8 as that one's fouled right back at us. 0-1 the count. Miles Richardson's had a great game in the field, and he wants to spark this offense for the Blue Devils. The 0-1 home for Martinez. That one's going to be blown right by him, 0-2. That fastball for Martinez is a weapon this year, utilizing it very, very well. The 0-2 home. The breaking ball catches him looking. 8 straight strikeouts for Brian Martinez of the BISBEE Pumas. Goodness gracious. I was coming to the ballpark, didn't think I'd see a show like this today on the mound. The Cool FM shine, man. The kids start to put on for it, let me tell you. That's going to bring up our 3-hole hitter, Stephen De La Cruz, as everyone is in this lineup. 0-for-1 in this ballgame. That one's going to be in the dirt, 1-0. Good pitch from Martinez. Don't want to just exclusively throw strikes in your first pitch, despite all the numbers that say you need to get a first pitch strike. That one's going to be fouled away, 1-1. That was high and tight. But De La Cruz, the pitcher for the Valley Union Blue Devils, wanting to aggressively help his own cause. There's a shift in the outfield. Center fielder shades to the right. That's Bryson Meyer in center for the BISBEE Pumas. That one on the outside corner, but just too tall. 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Brian Martinez trying to get 9 straight strikeouts in this ballgame. The 2-1 home. Great breaking ball from Martinez. Now 2-2. Everyone loves the loopers, but I'll tell you, the harder ones to hit are those ones that are tight. And they stay straight, then all of a sudden they just disappear off the face of the earth. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outside, 3-2. Brian Martinez now with the full count. 2 away in the top of the 4th. In danger of losing his first batter. He wants the strikeout. Right now he just wants the put out. He wants a perfect game. The full count. And does not catch at the knees. And that's the first base runner for the Valley Union Blue Devils. Only fitting that it's pitcher Stephen De La Cruz. It'll bring up Marshall Larson. Marshall almost hit a home run. and that windstorm, hurricane winds. The first game we broadcast for baseball season was Valley Union hosting Duncan. And he ripped that one over the left fielder. I'll remember that hit, especially because the dust had just settled. Literally, the dust had just settled. The head coach Todd Hammond going to go out and talk to Brian Martinez right now, calm him down. He did lose his perfect game, and I think he might be Coach Hammond might be bringing in a new pitcher. We shall see. That would be Jackson Alvarez. Yeah, it looks like Jackson Alvarez. Or is that Hunter Wright? They're all standing there. I don't know what's going on right now, folks. Yeah, it looks like Hunter Wright for the BISBEE Pumas is going to get the ball. Hunter Wright's also been pitching very well for the Pumas, the junior. So Brian Martinez will go back over to second. Sebastian Lopez is going to stay at catcher, probably in the interest of pace of play. 6-0 Pumas on top. One thing you always have to be cognizant of if you are a coach for any of our high school teams is the pitch count. AIA tracks every single, you can even see on AZ Prep's 365 how, when the next time a pitcher can pitch is. So I'm not so sure 100% on the pitching rules. I'm sure it's a full 4 days or whatever rest if you threw 100 pitches, but who knows. Anyway, folks, this warm-up is going to be brought to you by Synergy Home Care of Sierra Vista, providing non-medical home care all across Cochise and Santa Cruz County. 520-685-1035. That's about to be Synergy Home Care of Southeast Arizona. Spoiler alert, rebranding coming in. Synergy Home Care finally does expand into the Safford area, which nobody cares about here. We got to wait for Pima and Morenci and all them to come down before we start talking about that. Thank you as well to SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, for serving our community. Thank you to the MORSE Automotive Group of Sierra Vista. Stop in today and experience the difference at MORSE. Cochise County is now backed by MORSE. And finally, thank you to the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, proud to support our young athletes all season long. If you're in the market to buy or sell, make your first call to the real estate experts at 717-599-2439. Dave Davies in chat says, pulled during a no-hitter, Coach. Well, there's bigger things at play here. The tournaments are done. The real season is starting to begin for all of these teams in Cochise County. The power ranked games are afoot, and we want to make sure we have our best of the best on there. I'll tell you, though, the rotation for the BISBEE Pumas is surprising me with Hunter Wright. Of course, we know about Brian Martinez, but Jackson Alvarez as well, pitching very, very well this season. So the BISBEE Pumas have kind of transformed their team from an offensive juggernaut to a pitching display. And finally, we are going to get to see Marshall Larson come up, runner on first for the Valley Union Blue Devils, Stephen De La Cruz. Hunter Wright's going to step off the rubber. Sebastian Lopez looks like he's having some problems with his catcher's mask. 6-0. No time limit on these games, folks. We are back to our, well, it's 7 innings if we don't have a mercy rule. Hunter Wright going to throw Stephen De La Cruz back. Check down. BISBEE Pumas lost their perfect game. Still have that no-hitter alive. We did see the Tombstone Yellow Jackets team no-hit the Wilcox Cowboys earlier this season. That one's going to be in the dirt from Hunter Wright, 1-0. And Hunter Wright throws back down, almost gets De La Cruz napping. I love players that are hyper aware of every situation. And shout out, speaking of Ty Scholl, great pickoff moves as well. This one's going to be thrown right by Larson, 1-1 the count. A lot of our Cochise County teams are on the road this week, including these Wilcox Cowboys who got a tough stretch coming up. Hunter Wright checks the runner at first. That one's going to be fouled off by Larson, 1-2 the count. Marshall just got to start his stride a little bit earlier. Get those hips into it, and this kid will be hitting bombs. The defensive lineman for the Valley Union Blue Devils, 15 sacks this season. All Cochise and defensive linemen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good slider, and that's going to get the Pumas out of the inning. The no-hitter still intact. But one base runner for the Valley Union Blue Devils. It ain't much, but it's something to build on, and that's what we're looking to do here. And for the Valley Union Blue Devils, it's always going to be a tough task. The Bisbee Pumas were always favored in this ball game. But an undefeated Blue Devil team, I wanted to come out here and see how they looked against the defending 2A state champion Bisbee Pumas. And I got to say, I couldn't be more impressed with Steven De La Cruz on the mound. The second time through the lineup, the Bisbee Pumas start tagging, and we'll see if they send De La Cruz back out there. But the first time through, the Valley Union Blue Devils were down 3-0, and De La Cruz allowed one hit. Only 2 walks as well, so a few fielding errors contributed to this 6-0 lead. And remember, De La Cruz is the second pitcher for the Valley Union Blue Devils. Dylan Mitchell, their number 1, their ace, is behind the plate. We're going to be led off this inning by Horacio Olivaria, followed by Jackson Alvarez and Bryson Meyer. The power of the Bisbee Puma lineup is in full force. Olivaria, 2 home runs this year, 1 out of the park, 1 in the park. Both of them caught on our Cool FM live broadcast. De La Cruz is back on the mound for the Valley Union Blue Devils. I get a little bit jealous looking at the uniforms that these kids have. Okay, I shouldn't be jealous. Well, story time. I was a part of a very good all-star team in Kansas City, and we were sponsored by Nike. So we had fitted hats and team bags and 3 different jerseys. But after that, after I quit that team, I joined some friends, and my goodness, we had the little tank tops you used to have, just the color tank tops. This is your jersey. But these jerseys around Cochise County are just absolutely, these uniforms are gorgeous, as they should be. We're a baseball mecca in Cochise County, and these kids deserve it. If you don't believe me, just ask the Buena Colts. Took the number 2 team in the state to the 7th inning and lost by 2. Ross Olivaria is going to swing through that first pitch of De La Cruz, 0-1 the count. Buena Athletics, we did a great job featuring them this year, considering. That one's going to be on the outside corner, 0-2. Football, basketball. I mean, they were really good teams. The basketball team, I thought, really did have a chance to win state. Just fell a little short. No balls, 2 strikes to Ross. He's going to rip this one to second. Ooh, good job. Good play out there. And that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Valley Union Blue Devils. So De La Cruz still getting a lot of fly balls, a lot of ground balls, doing everything that he can. That's going to bring up Jackson Alvarez for the Bisbee Pumas. Just a few hits in this ball game for the Pumas. I think it's 3 or 4. I can't even remember anymore. But 4 or 5 fielding errors for the Valley Union Blue Devils. While we have a 6-0 lead right now. Jackson Alvarez looks at that one on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. No stink eye, so he knows that one was caught. The old Gabe Garcia stink eye. The 0-1 home to Jackson. Oh, he got a good pitch to hit, but it just missed it. 0-2 the count. Bryson Meyer on deck for the Bisbee Pumas. Kind of a new lineup here. Jackson goes to 3. Bryson Meyer hits cleanup, and he's done a great job out of that cleanup hole now. Jackson Alvarez, speaking of, is 0 for 2 in this ball game. The top 3 hitters for the Pumas hitless. They have reached on airs. Bryson Meyer 1 for 1 with an RBI triple and a walk. De La Cruz up 0-2 in the count. That one's going to catch a lot of the plate. Jackson just underneath it again, still 0-2. Almost on replay, that one. No balls, 2 strikes. Jackson Alvarez has to defend just a little bit. See if De La Cruz tries to put him away with the high fastball. Outside corner fastball. That's just going to miss. 1-2 the count. I would love to see him try to go high and tight with that one. Make him think about it. You get 0.3 of a second on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball to guess if you should swing or not. That one's going to be outside, 2-2. Jackson Alvarez is even this count back up. Ooh, I like that from Jackson Alvarez. Trying to make sure his barrel's square. Not trying to drive the ball, not trying to lift the ball, just trying to drive it, as that one's going to be fouled again. So Jackson Alvarez missing these pitches just underneath. which usually means you're dropping your back shoulder. Trying to lift that ball over the wall. All that happens when you drop your back shoulder and lift it is that you hit a pop-up. Just got to drive the ball. That one's going to be over. It's at 3-2. Good piece of hitting here from Jackson Alvarez to work it back to a full count. Fuller than our Cool FM live stream with 42 concurrent viewers right now. That's what I'm talking about for a random game that we didn't know we were going to broadcast. Jackson's going to rip this one into right center field. I think that one's getting down at the gap, and it will. Jackson Alvarez has got a lot of room to run. He's going to make the turn at second, and he's going to go all the way to third, and that's going to be it. Jackson Alvarez, the one-out triple for the Bisbee Pumas. He was down 0-2 in the count, did a great job coming all the way back and working that triple. Bryson Meyer now another RBI opportunity out of the cleanup hole. And Coach Mitchell from the Valley Union Blue Devils is coming out to the mound. That might be it for Stephen De La Cruz. We shall see. Just the first mound visit. He's going to check on Stephen De La Cruz, see how he feels. A good game for the Bisbee Puma fans. This is what you want to see. You want to see this offense clicking on all cylinders like it did last year. Bisbee had the epitome of team baseball last year. The pitching wasn't there. The hitting would lift it up and vice versa. Really, Bisbee Pumas were very close to an undefeated season. 3 of their losses, they were up. Well, I can't remember the score, 7-3 or something like that. It was 7-2. But they blew a few leads. So Bisbee I know they were state champs, but they were even better than the record indicated. If you can believe that, it's going to bring up big bombs. Bryson Meyer for the Bisbee Pumas. De La Cruz left in to face the slugger for the Pumas. Meyer 1 for 1 in this ball game, walking a triple. De La Cruz checks Alvarez. First pitch to Meyer on the outside corner. Great pitch, 0-1. Location. De La Cruz has looked like he's lost some velocity, so hitting these corners is going to be paramount. Especially against Bryson Meyer. That one's going to be in the dirt, 1-1 the count. Everyone's tuning in right now to see Bryson Meyer go over the left field wall. We shall see. The 1-1 home. That one's going to be in the dirt as well. 2-1. Good job from Dylan Mitchell blocking everything behind the plate. Expect nothing less from Dylan. The 2-1 pitch. On the inside corner. Great pitch. 2-2 the count. Bryson fooled on that one. Normally when we'd see him turn on and send into the Bisbee night sky trying to break his own home run record of 5,000 feet. This one's going to be ripped to second base and up and over. The Valley Union Blue Devils have the second out, but Jackson Alvarez does come across, and it's going to be 7-0 now Pumas. RBI for Bryson Meyer. Good piece of hitting. Looked like he might have been fooled on that pitch. Wasn't expecting it to the outside corner, but did a good job shooting it to the right side and making sure the run came home. That's going to bring up Hunter Wright for the Bisbee Pumas. First pitch home to Hunter Wright. That's going to be, a little low. 1-0 count. And there's the Hunty chance from everybody. One ball, no strike to the Hunter. That's on the outside corner, but just misses. 2-0 the count. Two balls, no strikes to Hunter Wright. He's going to send a high fly ball that will not leave the infield. You hear Luna over, and that's going to be the inning for the Valley Union Blue Devils. Pumas do get another run on the board. It is 7-0 going to the top of the fifth. And now a little bit of desperation time for the Valley Union Blue Devils. It'll be interesting to see how they take their plate appearances. They've been no hit all game today. Normally, you'd like to start getting aggressive and try to jump on the first pitches, but that's what they've been doing all game long. So do they switch it up or do they continue par for the course and try to jump on these early pitches for the Valley Union Blue Devils? Coming up from Valley Union is going to be Yahir Luna, Michael Durazo, and also Brian Tillmans, the freshman. I hear this song all the time. This is played at every Missouri time game up in football. Starting to get annoying to me. It's a lot better in person. In between innings, folks, I'd like to thank our amazing sponsors that allow us to broadcast on Cool FM Live free of charge. First to Barnett's, towing the Barnett'S Propane, serving our community since 1963. And to the Copper Queen Community Hospital of Cochise County. They have physical therapy departments in Bisbee, Hereford, and Douglas, providing the highest quality of services to outpatients and home health patients of all ages. Call them today at 520-432-6435. Thank you to Grasshopper Landscaping, quality from the ground up. Contact Grasshopper for all of your landscaping needs, including pool cleaning services. They serve all of Cochise County. You can visit them on Facebook or Google Grasshopper Landscaping. Thank you to Ginger Saddles of Sierra Vista, located at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Look for the iconic pink door. They're now open on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for written and road testing, driver's licenses, titles, and IDs. Without the wait at the DMP, go to Ginger's. Gorgeous night. We still see the mountains, but just barely in the background of Warren Ballpark in Bisbee, Arizona. It's 7-0. The Pumas are on top. We are in the Mercy Rule inning. The Valley Union Blue Devils will be led off by Yahir Luna, and they have got to get some offense going. The Bisbee Pumas pitching a no-hitter. And aside from a walk to Stephen De La Cruz, a perfect game as well. Hunter Wright. The windup and the pitch, and this one's going to be fouled off by Luna. 0-1 the count in front of that fastball. So it looks like the game plan for the Valley Union Blue Devils is jump on the first pitches. I would say first pitch fastball, just swing. If you see breaking ball, let it go. Let's try to hit some fastballs. No balls, one strike home to Luna. That one's going to be inside. 1-1 the count. Easy for me to say what I'm about to say, but stay in there and get the hit, brother. You got to get some momentum going for your team. Adriana Landrum in the chat says, let's go Pumas. Sorry for me to see. I did crack my screen, so sometimes the names don't come in as clearly. This one catches the inside corner. 1-2 now the count to Luna. You hear Luna, one of the more violent football players in Cochise County. Got to broadcast the Valley Union Blue Devils a couple times. Hard hitter. Can he be a hard hitter with the bat? That one bounces off of the plate. So we'll do this 1-2 again. Top of the fifth inning. Bisbee Pumas on top 7-0. Exactly what the Puma fans want to see. You want to see those bats come alive. In the later innings, they have done so. That one's going to be strike three. Hunter Wright puts down Yahir Luna with a big, big fastball. Looked like that might have had cutting action on it. I think Hunter Wright might have been the pitcher where I saw cutting action earlier. So if he has a cut fastball, that's just going to be even tougher to deal with for the hitters at the plate. That's going to bring up first baseman Michael Durazo. He's got a strikeout. This is actually the part of the lineup that started the 8 strikeouts from Brian Martinez. That one's going to be on the inside corner. 0-1 the count to Durazo. So the Valley Union Blue Devils keep jumping out from these inside corner pitches. Got to back off the plate if you're not going to stand in there and swing at them. You don't have to crowd the plate. It's a misconception. That's going to catch as well. 0-2 the count. Durazo no. Just back up to the center of the batter's box, boys. I know teams like the Yellow Jackets and Pumas make that famous, but the barrel of the bat, as long as it's touching the outside, you're good. That's going to be strike three. Hunter Wright again with that big cut fastball. I think that's a cut fastball. Looks like it might even be a slider. Just a really, really, really fast one. That's 2 away from Hunter Wright as he's now struck out 3 of his own. And that brings up Brian Tillmans, the freshman for the Valley Union Blue Devils. Valley Union looking for anything. They just want to touch the ball at this point. Put it in play. First pitch to Tillmans is going to catch the outside corner. 0-1. And that's the noticeable difference this year from last year from Hunter Wright. He is hitting his spots perfectly on the mound. That one's going to be, as soon as I say he's got great control, tries to plump Mr. Two Moons, 1-1 the count. Sebastian Lopez still behind the plate. Brian Martinez took Hunter Wright's spot at second base. Versatile Puma. Defense. 1-1 the count. Wright catches the outside corner with that one. 1-2 the count. Two Moons was ready to swing, but you got to look at the ball the whole way through. There's nothing in left field except for a tree and a foul pole. This one's going to be shot off the hands. It stays fair. Great job from Ross Olivaria, sticking with that one. That hit the top of the base. It could have gone anywhere. Ross is able to put it away for the third out of the inning for the Bisbee Pumas. We go into the bottom of this fifth. 3 runs and this ball game is over. And we will see who goes out to pitch for the Valley Union Blue Devils. I think Steven De La Cruz has done a great job. He's earned that right, but the Bisbee Pumas have started to tag him just a little bit in these last couple of innings. I think a big indicator is going to be if Dylan Mitchell is behind the plate, and he will be. Steven De La Cruz will go back out to pitch. I think De La Cruz has done a pretty good job on the mound. Yeah, there's some pitches he'd like to have back, especially in the later innings, but the 7 runs are not all his fault. There have been, let's count them up together, folks. For the Valley Union Blue Devils, there have been 1, I like this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 errors for the Valley Union Blue Devils, and that's a recipe for disaster. Defense, the unsung hero of baseball. But what is true in all sports is still true in baseball. Defense still wins championships. You got a bunch of hitters that can get on first base and then to field every inch of every blade of grass, you're going to win World Series. That's the 2015 Kansas City Royals. Leading off for the Bisbee Pumas is going to be number 9, Javi Montiel, followed by Brian Martinez and Ryan Rutherford.
Now batting, number 9, Javier Montiel.
Umpire talking to Dylan Mitchell. Trying to scrape that plate off. You got a duster. Go ahead and use it. It looks like me trying to dust the plate off of it when I'm teaching my girls softball. And you're going to find me bending down with this back. 7-0. First pitch from De La Cruz into Montiel. He's going to foul this one away. 0-1 the count. Well, the Valley Union Blue Devils look like, especially because of the injuries to the St. David pitchers, we know all about them because I keep talking all about them. Looks like the Valley Union Blue Devils are ready to take that moniker of 1A baseball in Cochise County. Javi's going to send a major league pop-up in between short and shallow left, and I don't think they got it out there. No. In the exact right spot, Montiel is going to go ahead and get himself a leadoff single for the Bisbee Pumas. That's Montiel's first hit of the ball game. Brian Martinez, 1 for 1, and was also hit by a pitch. 2 plate appearances, batting 1,000. Brian Martinez, of course, struck 8 straight batters out for the Valley Union Blue Devils before he was pulled in the midst of a no-hitter. Pumas still do have that no-hitter on the board, thanks to some good defensive plays, especially to end the last inning from Horacio Olivaria. First pitch to Martinez is going to be a big swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. Pickoff move, Montiel back. Montiel no threat to run for the Bisbee Pumas. Doesn't mean he won't. Todd Hammond will send everybody. He'll send my big butt out there if he has the chance. This one's going to be in the dirt. Montiel will go down to second as it bounces on the plate right by Dylan Mitchell. 1-1 the count now to Brian Martinez, and a runner in scoring position for the Bisbee Pumas. That one a wild pitch. That one is on Stephen De La Cruz. If a ball gets by Dylan Mitchell, it's probably a wild pitch. And Martinez trying to bunt his way on. Couldn't do it there. 1-2 the count. We know how good Brian Martinez is at bunting. Just look at that state championship game against Phoenix Christian. All the Pumas bunted. Brian Martinez 3 for 4. Bunt single in there as well. The 1-2 home to Martinez from De La Cruz. He's going to do a great job of waiting on that breaking ball, and that's going to get into short left field, and that's going to be 8-0. Pumas nobody out and 2 runs away from ending this ball game at historic Warren Ballpark. Well, I can't speak enough about that great piece of hitting from Brian Martinez. It is very tough when you start your swinging motion to just stay back on the ball and to drive it like that. Super impressed. That's going to bring up Ryan Rutherford now for the Bisbee Pumas. He's 1 for 2 with the single in this ball game. Brian Martinez now 2 for 2. Miguel Encinas on deck for the Bisbee Pumas. Martinez is going to be thrown back by De La Cruz. 8-0 Valley Union, content to let De La Cruz see this one out. I was hoping to see Dylan Mitchell pitch, but saving him for the more important region games. This one's going to be low and away, 1-0 count. And also, you got to figure out who your arms are behind Dylan Mitchell. And I like the way De La Cruz is looking so far this year. I know the scoreline won't suggest it, but as I've painted the picture many, many times tonight already, a lot of these 8 runs were due to fielding errors from the Valley Union Blue Devils. That ball doesn't catch the outside corner. Good job of framing it, but just outside. 2-0 count. Umpire says, "You can't fool me, Dylan." Martinez takes his lead off of first. De La Cruz the sign. That one's going to be low. 3-0 the count. And Ryan Rutherford trying to reach first base via a walk. The only thing he hadn't done today. Rutherford's going to go ahead and look at that one on the outside corner. 3-1 the count. Valley Union infielders not really interested in Brian Martinez taking off for second on that play. You remember last time the Pumas did that, they had a hit and run on him. Martinez is going to go. That's going to be ball 4, so this is all semantics at this point. Runners will be on first and second for the Bisbee Pumas. Good throw down from Dylan Mitchell. Just had to say it. Albeit a moot point. And Miguel Encinas coming up now, the designated hitter for the Pumas, 0 for 2. But Brian Martinez is going to be upset about that one. He had a stolen base easy. So Encinas 0 for 2, did steal a base in this ball game. Reached on an error. First pitch is going to be hacked at it and missed. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 home now to Encinas. Just misses low. 1-1 the count. The game-winning run is at first base for the Bisbee Pumas. On deck is here, there, everywhere, Mr. Sebastian Lopez. Encinas gets a great pitch to hit, but just behind that one, 0-2 the count. Might even swung under that one. Encinas was looking at left field. He thought he saw that ball going into those trees. The 1-2, that's going to be outside. Good pitch from De La Cruz. And De La Cruz definitely losing some zip in that arm of his. But he's got to work through it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one's going to be fouled away. We'll do this again. Hits the fence, so no cars in danger. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me on Cool FM Live, where we broadcast our Cochise County baseball games live free of charge. Don't forget to like this page, the Cool FM Live Sports page, and subscribe to the Cool FM Live YouTube page. Not only do we simulcast our games of the week and our Cochise County Sports Show, we also archive everything on YouTube, considering that Facebook has not only stopped our multi-streaming capabilities, but now delete our videos. And that's going to be strike 3. Good job there from De La Cruz getting Encinas out. And that's the first out of the inning. But De La Cruz, it doesn't get any easier for the kid as Sebastian Lopez comes up to the plate for the Bisbee Pumas. Sebastian Lopez has flown out to center twice and second base once. Lopez just lifting that ball a little bit too much. Got to get a level swing. I'm a big proponent of level swings. Just drive the ball. That one's going to be in the dirt. Get blocked from Dylan Mitchell. Martinez is going to try to go down to third. He's going to be – oh, he slides underneath the tag of Marshall Larson. 1-0 home. Now runners on first and third for the Bisbee Pumas. That should have been out number 2. Do not test Dylan Mitchell behind the plate for the Valley Union Blue Devils. Why does this keep sliding? This is going to drive me crazy. Lopez rips this one into left field, and that's going to be a run. Now we're just 1 run away, and that run is going to be on third base for the Bisbee Pumas of ending this ball game at historic Warren Ballpark. An RBI double for Sebastian Lopez. Now 1 for 4 in the ball game. Here comes Ross Olivaria, who's also 0 for in this ball game, 0 for 3. You hear the fans in Bisbee, Arizona saying, let's end it. They're not going to test Mother Nature. They know this weather, not having 90-mile-an-hour winds right now. Not built to last. De La Cruz, the pickoff move down. Encinas back, no problem. Steven De La Cruz has 1 out in this inning. Should have had 2 with that runner on. That caught stealing on third. The tag just didn't get down in time. First pitch to Ross is going to miss high and away. 1-0 the count. Oh, look at that. I already had 1-0 up there. Boy, I'm just messing up on the scoreboard lately. Bottom of the 5th inning. Anything to the right side of the outfield ends the ball game. Ross is going to look at that one. 2-0. Can't get Ross Boss to swing at that. Is it Ross Boss Kingdom? RBK. 2 balls, no strikes. De La Cruz. That's going to catch a lot of the plate. Now, Rossi Olivaria sends us home 10-0. Bisbee Pumas are going to take this ball game in 5 1/3 innings. That's more what the Bisbee faithful here at Warren Ballpark wanted to see. A mercy rule from the Pumas as the offense started to catch fire towards the end. And for the Valley Union Blue Devils, work to do. I know it sounds crazy, but I like the way the Valley Union Blue Devils look today. Their offense, no, they got to figure out hitting this ball. But the pitching and a lot of the defense was good here for the Valley Union Blue Devils. Lots to work on. Remember, they still are a program in building. But that's going to do it from Warren Ballpark in Bisbee, Arizona. Thank you, everyone, again for joining me on Cool FM Live. I am Paul Quarter, and we will see you Thursday, maybe even tomorrow for St. David. Depends on how I feel. For more baseball action.